Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. Hovensa hit with heavy fines for polluting the environment. We'll show you how these fines affect our economy. And an update on the stabbing of a 15-year-old Central High School student. And Wendy's goes the extra mile for our seniors. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, corporate giant Hovensa has been hit with heavy environmental fines for polluting the Virgin Islands territory and putting several individuals in a health risk situation. News Channel 8's Wes Small has that story.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Hovensa must pay over $5.3 million in penalties and spend more than $700 million in new pollution controls here at our St. Croix refinery. Meanwhile, United States Environmental Protection Agency, better known as the EPA officials, said yesterday during that Senate legislative hearing last night that at least $250,000, $250,000, will go directly to the VI government. $700 million in upgrading pollution controls. That includes monitoring devices, etc. Right now, EPA officials are on St. Croix to monitor the release of oil and noxious gases. Now, the other side of the coin, the economic one. According to interim CEO John W. George, Hovensa has announced plans to shut down processing units on the western side of the plant, thus reducing capacity. That according to a fax that Channel 8 and other media partners got yesterday. Now, this operation will reduce the refinery's crude oil distillation capacity from 500,000 down to, which is barrels a day, down to 350,000, with no impact on the coker unit for the catalytic cracker unit. Now, meanwhile, no good news for its employees. Number one, an immediate hold on filing most open positions, the canceling of this year's turnarounds that were scheduled for the West Side units that will be shut down. And there's still allegations from the community of racial discrimination on unfair hiring of locals. With that, let's go to Commissioner of Labor, Albert Bryant, and see what he has to say, not only about the environmental fines that Hovensa faces, but the imminent cutbacks and layoffs of its personnel.
Last November, the refinery contacted us and we went in for a preliminary meeting about what's going to happen with them in 2011. And what they advised us of was that they would be seeking a reduction in their workforce. And one thing that they made clear, that the reduction in the workforce was not necessarily geared towards or was not the primary reason for this cutback in terms of a recession. What really is a deal is that they have to make so much upgrades to their plant that the quickest way for them to save money would be to shut down certain units. They're looking at over $500 million in repairs in order to get some of the units up to standard. Yeah. So the workforce reduction is actually a result of an environmental one. So in terms of the impact on our economy, it is great. We're looking at 4 of the major employers being affected. When you look at the 5th employer, that's another one is the Virgin Islands government. The government is a huge employer, so you have the largest employer, the government, not hiring, and the second largest employer, and 3 of the other top 10 are in financial turmoil. In terms of unemployment, you look at 1,400 workers, 10 to 20% is 140 to 180 people being affected by this.
Now, I just got off the phone with Alex Moorhead, Vice President, semi-retired. Looks like he's being called back to that office more and more lately with these problems of Hovensa. He said, well, Wes, the faxes pretty much speak for themselves. No need for me to come on camera. Well, with that, I do want to thank Albert Bryant from the Labor Department, Commissioner of Labor. So now you're caught up environmentally and also what's going to happen to a lot of workers in back of me here at the refinery, and what does that mean to an already crippled economy for the Virgin Islands. At the Hovensa refinery, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes, and we want to thank Commissioner Albert Bryant of the Labor Department for making those words with Wes tonight. And in other news, there was a pinning ceremony held at Government House on St. Croix. In that ceremony, Colonel Elton Lewis was promoted to Brigadier General. Let's take a look.
Attention to orders. Special Orders GO 356-23, dated 22 December 2010. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and professional excellence of Elton Lewis, Joint Force Headquarters, Virgin Islands. In view of these qualities, demonstrated leadership potential, and dedicated service to the Virgin Islands National Guard, Colonel Elton Lewis is promoted to Brigadier General with date of rank 22 December 2010. By order of the Secretaries of the Army and the Air Force, signed General Craig R. McKinley, Chief, National Guard Bureau.
And we want to congratulate Colonel Elton Lewis becoming Brigadier General. And on St. Thomas, a routine traffic stop uncovered a car full of marijuana and crack cocaine. Melody Rames of the Virgin Islands Police Department gives us the details.
Police on St. Thomas made a traffic stop and discovered drugs in a vehicle. The two men inside the vehicle were arrested and will face the drug charges. Officers arrested Glenn Sylvester, age 25, of Estate Smith Bay, and Rudy Jean, age 23, of Estate Bavoni, at about 2:36 a.m. on Wednesday, January 26th. The vehicle, a 2001 Mitsubishi, was seen leaving an area where shots were reported fired. Officers made a traffic stop on the vehicle and confiscated crack cocaine and marijuana. Sylvester, who was a native of St. Thomas, was charged with possession of a controlled substance, and Jean, who was a native of St. Martin, was charged with constructive possession of a controlled substance. Bail for Sylvester and Jean was set at $10,000 each, and they were remanded to the Bureau of Corrections pending further court action.
And we want to thank Melody Rames, Virgin Islands Police Department spokesperson. Well, Wendy's at Sunny Isle on St. Croix proved to be a giant corporate sponsor as they held their annual senior feast earlier today.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Another win-win situation. We're at Sunny Isle and we're at Wendy's, a great corporate sponsor. And I'm here with Miss Naomi Osorio, and under the guise of Wendy's and Dr. Kompich and his group. It's an annual event where they treat the seniors from Wim Gardens to a great meal here. It looks like several meals at Wendy's, and they got a little pouch and then a water jug, it looks like. What does this mean for the community and our seniors in general?
Well, we look forward every year to this event, and we're so happy anytime Dr. Kompich comes by to the office. He does eye exams for their seniors, and also he donates turkeys for Thanksgiving, for the Thanksgiving meal. And then this is a special one when we get to come out and we get to come here to Wendy's and sit together and enjoy the meal. And we always look forward to it. We're very glad to be here today.
That's wonderful. And you got like little teams going on, and I see that you make sure all the teams are straight and they're eating at the same time and they've got smiles on their faces. And most important, the Wendy's staff seems to look forward to this every year.
Oh yes, Sonia said, Ms. Osorio, we are ready for you guys, so be here 10 o'clock sharp. You're gonna get first class service, and we did get first class service. Thank you, Sonia.
And you know, they don't look like they're real big eaters, but I don't see any doggy bags or leftovers.
No
What
doggy
y'all
bags.
laughing about? Y'all saved me any at all? They didn't even save me a nugget.
No doggy bags today. No
Hey,
doggy bags today.
Wendy's makes it fresh.
Yes, fresh. So we eating it
Wow.
here, right here, right
All
here.
right,
Fresh
well,
and
I
nice.
understand they got a little a round of applause for themselves, and they want to thank Dr. Compich, I think, on your orders there, whatever. So I'll wait for that. I guess everybody happy then? That's it. That's very nice and it's very sweet. I want you to thank Dr. Compich for me, and the community, you know, thanks Wendy's, a great corporate sponsor. And if we're lucky, you know, who knows, we could be in their same chairs some years from now.
We'll take good care of you anytime. Thank you, Dr. Compich, so much for your graciousness of inviting us. We look forward to this every year, and God bless you and keep you and your staff. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Osorio and the great people at Wendy's here in Sunny Isle. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes, and it looks like everybody had a great time at Wendy's. Congratulations to the seniors. When we come back from this break, we'll take a look at your Caribbean Report, plus weather, plus more. Stay with us.